I've got the broadcast team for Monday Night Football.
Oh boy, let's hear it.
It's going to be a 3-man booth, which sometimes gets a little busy, but these guys you're going to like. Play-by-play, you can get whoever you want. Who are they going? Oh, it's Joe Buck.
Yep.
Okay, so Joe Buck, kick Aikman off. We're getting rid of Troy Aikman. The two color analysts are Donald Trump and O.J. Simpson.
Okay. Why OJ?
He just, I'm blogging about him right now. His takes are just awesome, and I think he could add some real insight.
I think Trump and Obama together in the booth would be pretty good too.
They can't stand each other. It's just they would.
That would be fun though.
No,
Yeah,
wouldn't.
exactly.
But like,
You ever listen to Mike and the Mad Dog, bro? They hated each other.
No, but like they hate each other like a guy wearing a Trump shirt sitting next to some lib in an airplane going at each other. Like it's not going to be good discourse.
Billy,
That was your
good.
best example of two people hating each other?
It'd be
Dude,
good.
I recently just saw a video of this woman just screaming at this guy who's wearing a Let's Go Brandon shirt. Just like, and the guy was like, "Leave me alone, lady. I'm sitting here doing nothing."
If they stuck
That's
to
not true.
football, if they stuck to football conversation, it'd be great. Like Trump would say it was on the 5-yard line, and Obama would think it's on the 6-yard line.
People forget the funniest thing Donald Trump ever said was when he went into the CBS booth during the Army-Navy game and said, "You know, it's not the highest level of football being played out here, but we love them. We love these guys." It's the funniest shit I've ever heard.
Brutally honest.
I think Navy might have been ranked at the time.
What's up, Arian?
What up, dog?
Did you see Trump's statement that he put out?
Oh, God, no. What'd he do?
He hit hole in one. I'm gonna read it out
hit a
loud,
hole-
actually.
He
And-
hit a hole in one, like on the golf course?
yeah. I'm gonna read it out loud.
Let's hope.
Yeah.
And I want your reaction to it. Okay, so he put the statement out, I believe Monday evening. It was an official statement, and pulling it up right now.
See, I actually think he hit this one, but the one. So I've played at his Trump National in New York, and he has the inaugural hole-in-one at that course. That I don't
First one.
believe.
That's very funny.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So Arian, here's the statement. Okay, from the office of Donald J. Trump, 45th President of the United States of America.
He put out a statement because he hit a hole in one.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
It's the best thing you've
listen to
ever
this.
heard in your life.
All right, I'm going to start it. You're going to think that this is something that somebody wrote as a joke in his voice, but this is his official statement. Many people are asking, so I'll give it to you now. It is 100% true. While playing with the legendary golfer Ernie Els, winner of 4 majors and approximately 72 other tournaments throughout the world, Gene Sowers, winner of the Senior U.S. Open, Ken Duke, and Mike Goods, both excellent tour players, I made a hole-in-one. It took place at Trump International Golf Club in West Palm Beach, Florida, on the 7th hole, which was playing 181 yards into a slight wind. I hit a 5-iron, which sailed magnificently into a rather strong wind, with approximately 5 feet of cut, whereupon it bounced twice and then went clank into the hole. These great tour players noticed it before I did because their eyes are slightly better, but on that one hole only, their swings weren't. Anyway, there's a lot of chatter about it, quite exciting, and people everywhere seem to be asking for the facts. Playing with that group of wonderful, talented players was a lot of fun. The match was Ernie and me, with no strokes, against Gene, Mike, and Ken. I won't tell you who won, because I'm a very modest individual, and you will then say I was bragging, and I don't like people who brag.
We got to get him back on Twitter.
Now, see, if Barry O hits that hole in one, people are calling for video evidence that no one believes it. He probably cheated, stopped the steal. Donnie T hits it. We're all just having a good laugh.
Yeah, Brock hits it. Where's the long-form scorecard? All I see is just the statement. I need to see the signatures on the card from every player involved.
Well, there is video of Trump walking up to the hole.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
Of course there is.
I think this is.
I'm more skeptical about his. He hit a 5-iron into the wind 180.
I was talking. I said that too. That's a nice shot.
It is.
That's
5-iron 180 at his age.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like my 5 is around like 210 right now.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, you guys are similar athletes. I've said it often.
I'm just saying. You shut your ass up.
You're probably the same. You're probably the same height and weight.
Yeah,
different body mass makeup.
What was your playing weight, Arian?
Playing weight was at my peak probably 227.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
he's a little bit taller. and a little bit stronger than you. He's like Bo Jackson. His frame is Bo Jackson.
He don't got better hands though. That's for sure. His shit is tiny.
I remember him and Derrick Henry have the exact same height and weight.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
I love this statement.
He may have, but I'm definitely skeptical about the 185 iron into the wind for, what is he, 70 something?
Yeah, with approximately 5 feet of cut too. So
at that age, niggas is using hybrids. You know what I mean?
I think this may be his first real hole-in-one. I could believe that. I don't think any of his other hole-in-ones were real, but I think this could be his first real one.
He plays so much golf, like you're bound to run into one.
Yeah.
Just statistically.
Yeah, and it's his own fucking course. It was his own course, right?
Yeah.
That he plays all the time.
Yeah, he was bound to fall into one.
I love how it's just like their swings were way better, but not on this hole.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Many people were asking. I had no idea that there was such a calamity around whether or not DT hit a hole in one.
But aren't you so glad he told you?
Thrilled.
Yeah.
Genuinely, Big T texted me
Monday night.
Was it Tuesday night?
It was Monday night. I was like,
he was like, "Can I please blog this?" I was like, "Big T, have at it, pal."
I said, "This statement rocks. Can I please blog it?"
Anyway, there's a lot of chatter about it. Quite exciting. And people everywhere seem to be asking for the facts.
I was on PlayStation
so
with my friends, and I saw it, and I was like, I don't know if Coley's gonna let me blog it or not, but I'm gonna ask.
No, like other people would make it like actually political. We have a lot of people who have no idea how to find the humor in a blog like that. And like you said, there wasn't a lot to add to it. You just kind of got to let the statement breathe for itself.
Yeah, agreed.
And like just because he was such a divisive president, like we've talked about him before. He's done objectively absurd that like I promise I'll never get over him shooting paper towels to the fine people of Puerto Rico.
Bruh. Talking about
I
forgot. You know, that's so funny about him. It's like he's done so much funny shit that you just really forget. Like if any president had done like one of the things he did, that's what the president would be known for. But he's done so many funny things that it's like, yeah, it just is what it is, man.
I love when he got into the truck and he started like honking the horn.
I opened the blog. I said, "You can say whatever you want about this guy. You can't say he's not hysterical."
Yeah.
Dude, remember when he followed Hillary Clinton around the stage?
Yeah.
It was just right behind her and she spoke, like right in her ear. It was like, what's going on?
Look at us really reminiscing about him now.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's a dangerous. This is how he wins in 24.
Y'all missing the good old days yet?
No, I'm straight, man. I'm super straight.
Like the fact that he did so many hilarious things made England want to go out there and elect their own version. They just got a guy that kind of looked like him to run the country.
You got to try it once.
You got to try. Everyone should have one. This is Nanodosing. Welcome to Thursday's show.
Yeah, at what point did we start?
Yeah, we
I
gotta
think
chop that up.
I think
when I got on.
Yeah, when Arian
on.
jumped on and we read the statement. I think that's the beginning of the podcast. I'm glad that we got to clue you in on what happened there, Arian, because
It's
it's
funny,
like
man.
that one piece of news that you can't wait to tell new people. Did you hear the news? Everyone's talking about it. Trump hit a hole.
It'd be so funny. It'd be so funny too, because like I follow a lot of left-leaning people on Twitter as well as right, but I follow a lot of left people, and like all they did was complain about Trump the entire 4 years, but all they do is tweet about this dude now. Like all his statements, they're on it. All his press conferences, they're on it. I'm like, yo, if you don't like him, stop talking about him.
Yeah,
They're addicted to
that's
him.
the only reason they
Facts.
have any clout, was talking about Trump.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there
True.
are a lot of people that got famous online, at least in those 4 years, because they would be the first people to like tweet a video of Donald Trump and be like, this is not who we are, with periods between like every sentence.
Who are those brothers?
Oh
I know
yeah,
you're
the
talking about
Krasenstein
the
brothers.
Klippensteins.
Yeah,
Krasenstein.
Yeah,
they really suck.
yeah, they did. They did. And there's a lot of accounts out there right now, like the Occupy Democrats account, where they just like tweet stuff and then they say retweet if you agree, and they're just like all they care about is building their online following. I don't think they have a single moral fiber in their body. They're just like, okay.
Big Cat turned on Trump's notifications so he could be one of the first reply guys for like a few months there. Like, because he was just gaining followers, being like one of the more verified people because you'd pop up first.
Yeah, Dr. Eugene Gu.
Yeah.
Dude, what's he up to these days?
Guy's a hero.
These statements are also why I don't need him back on Twitter, because it's so much funnier seeing the it's like the Jordan I'm back press release every time he hits a hole in one or does like the long. He's a better long form and he's really good short form too.
You don't really realize there's a president that's banned on Twitter. Like, that's fucking hilarious.
Could we make him a Barstool blogger? How awesome would that be? Just have him give takes on everything.
I don't think we have the kind of cash it would take to do that.
Yeah,
you do it for free.
He's
See
spending
no way where this backfires. Yes,
he's spending all this time on truth. It's funny, like every 4 months, it seems like there's a new social media platform that comes out that is just strictly like, okay, we're Twitter, but no censorship whatsoever, and only right-wing people sign up for it. And then I think they start posting there, and they start missing the arguments, and they miss having people to dunk on. And they miss the interactions where they get to like really go at the libs. And so then even the right-wing people that sign up for this new platform, they get sick of it and stop posting there because it's not as fun for them anymore.
And just a whole bunch of people agreeing with you all day.
Yeah, exactly. No one wants that. That's awful.
Nobody wants that.
Sounds terrible. So on today's episode of Nanodosing, I want to talk about Billy's list that he's been working on very diligently.
Oh,
Billy,
I have a list.
How many people are on your list right now?
Let me pull up the exact. But I think I'm around 1,500 on my list.
I actually think that Billy's onto something. I told him this yesterday off the air, but I think that there's something very cool about having a network just of people that have interesting various occupations, where you could, in theory, turn that into a website or an app called Billy's List, maybe. And then those people, you could like log on to it. And if you had a question for a civic engineer, if you have a question like, hey, I'm just curious, how do you go about planning the size of skyscrapers in various parts of major metropolitan areas? And then they'll tell you what they know about that. And it's just like for people to learn. I think unwittingly, Billy may have stumbled onto a great idea here.
It's actually 2,200. I do need to go through the last couple submissions to make sure there's no trolls, but I have a definite 1,500.
How'd you jump from 700 so fast?
I posted a application that I've been going through, and they actually
there's an application for Billy's List.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, we can't just be having anybody come in there willy-nilly.
They have to screenshot their credentials, and I looked through them, and like there's some really cool dudes. There's
Because I got a DM from somebody saying that I was applying to be a member of Billy's List. This person said, I would like to be part of an elite group of paleontologists and archaeologists. And then Billy's response was, please apply in the pinned tweet. So he's not just taking anyone off the street. He's got a process that he's going through to screen and vet them.
How many applications did you have to go through, Bill?
I browse through it until I see someone that says like, I'm a high school kid, or I'm like, I drink whiskey. I'm like, sorry, man, that doesn't count. So like, we got environmental engineers. What else?
That was such a weird answer to my question.
What?
Like, not only did you not answer it, you just said something that didn't really make sense at all.
What are you
but
talking
I
about?
No, it was the perfect answer. It was the perfect answer.
It's an Excel sheet that I can convert the information into. So I looked through it.
So you're not necessarily, you're only vetting to like kick obvious people out.
Yeah, because I think a manager at Quick Trip has just as much knowledge as the guy who cleans golf carts.
Got it. Fantastic drinks at Quick Trip as well.
So we got an air gas salesman. We got a PhD in cardiovascular physiology. He researches skeletal muscle blood flow. We have a data analyst. There's too many CPAs. Sorry, CPAs. There's just too many of you. I also had to start cutting down on carpenters. There's a lot of carpenters. I'm sorry. I know
you're not
that's
a big carpenter.
I'm a big
carpenter.
That's why
I know
that's
Jesus.
Why
That's
why I don't rock with Jesus.
Yeah, no, a lot of carpenters, a lot of HVAC guys. But like not as many electricians as I thought. Tons
So
of
a lot of Amish.
Yeah. So like,
How many electricians did you think were you
Let-
anticipating?
okay, so electricians, we only have 19.
That's a lot of electricians.
There's
Right,
so
but,
many more electricians than I have.
But think about how many
I don't
carpenters.
even think
we
I have one like in real life, like to come fix. Because matter of fact,
How
I
are
have
you
a-
deciding? So of
We
the
have
19,
33 carpenters. I think they all, because some of them do different types of carpentry.
That's the age Jesus died.
Yeah.
Oh my
This
god.
list is getting more interesting.
This
But
one.
you
dude-
only-
How many Roman
How many
soldiers
Freemasons? Do you have any Freemasons?
let me check. Command F.
You have any Freemasons? Command F.
Nope, no Freemasons.
Okay, so
no one
hey.
applied as a Freemason.
so Billy, tell me this: what are you looking for? What are the missing parts of your list that you need to fill in?
I don't know. I actually have to pour over this list because I've just been deleting trolls. Like, for example, I have a rash on my back, and I was like, fuck. Like I need to get this checked out. I have no time. So I was just like, wait, let me check my list. Dermatologist. Boom. 3 dermatologists. DM'd all 3 of them. Yo, can you check out my rash?
Did
Now-
you send a picture?
Oh, he's
Oh, I asked
crowdsourcing his
first.
health.
I
is what
asked
he's doing.
first. I asked
What I don't
first.
like about this, the original premise was you had a guy for each. Now you just have like I need the best of the best. I
No,
don't
but
just
but
need-
I think they're all in different sectors. I cannot give up all their knowledge. Like each of them have individually great knowledge. Like for example, I was looking for when I was researching phobias, I found a psychiatrist who specialized in exposure therapy for phobias, and I DM'd with him back and forth. He didn't want me to say anything about his contact, but I checked his credentials. He knows his stuff. So like I been doing research through these individuals, and it's a little more fun than just going on, finding the average resources because they give good
like specialized answers
Yeah.
to specialized questions.
And
yeah, this is what I'm saying. Like I think
this
that-
is great.
I think it's solid. It's funny as fuck, but
But like
definitely has util.
like dude, this one guy, like honestly, I don't want to play favorites with my guys, but there's like a couple guys that are like super cool.
power
Oh.
users.
NASA
Romance.
NASA flight controller for the International Space Station. That's pretty fucking cool.
that
That's
guy
actually fire. That's
that
actually
guy
fire.
should be fired.
No.
He needs to be so much more focused on his
How,
job.
No.
hey, how much vetting did you do on that guy?
He sent me his credentials.
What's his name?
I'm not gonna give up his name.
I was just playing. I
I'm not
was checking to see
Yeah.
if you would.
How can you? What's your vetting process between real and fake NASA credentials?
Well, actually, there's a couple NASA guys on here.
That didn't answer the question. As a
defund
matter of
NASA.
fact,
There's
I'll say
seven.
it, defund NASA.
There's
Trump
seven.
was right.
There's 7 NASA. Oh, one guy applied twice. There's 6 NASA.
Can't have the
guys.
NASA guy applying twice. That's bad NASing.
Well,
That's
the
bad
thing is,
NASA,
the first I added by hand, and then he applied through my link. So that's keeping up with things. That's a NASA guy keeping on top of things. I appreciate that, NASA. And then there's also, I have a power lifter on here who I had an extensive conversation about. He knows all the ins and outs of sports science and just, all when we do like powerlifting or one of those soon, he's definitely going to be a huge asset. And,
We're
look,
doing powerlifting
Yeah,
soon.
but
Is
that's-
that-
I don't know.
That's on the short
well,
list.
like once we run out of stuff, like we got a military academic advisor. There's a lot of insurance guys. No offense.
you don't care about insurance.
Sorry. I mean, when I need insurance help, I'll hit you guys up. Pizza delivery guy. He's definitely going to be useful for like, what's your craziest delivery stories?
the range on this is awesome.
It's amazing.
Love the range.
We have
Love the
one.
range.
We have one dog trainer. Like even though we have Chaps, I always hit up Chaps about dog stuff. I have another guy, so that's awesome. And also, like, what else we got?
Give me your 3 favorite.
No.
Powerlifting,
Yeah, powerlifter was so
NASA,
obvious.
ISS. Well, the powerlifter also like helps all types of athletes. He says he can't tell me his clientele because they're professional and amateur athletes who
Uh-huh.
like cannot be like,
Professional amateur athlete.
professional and amateur athletes, meaning
Oh,
like
I was- that sound like
NCAA, like Olympic.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's like doing the real down and dirty. Like how like he's our like the juiced up Russians. Well, we got this guy.
You got your own.
and he knows
personal
better
Icarus.
than the Russians. So and then like neurosurgeon, geologist. Yes, it rocks. That was his little tagline.
There was a geology professor at my college whose name was Rocky. I thought that was pretty cool.
I hate that.
tons of ex-military, which is awesome. You guys are all guys. So what else we got? Building stone sales. Would actually love to hear. Like, all of these guys I would love to have a beer with. Just talk about what the cannabis farm general manager, selling and renting construction equipment, 401k specialist, scout front office for the Dodgers.
Okay.
What?
Yeah, wait. Let me check that guy's credentials. This guy might have gotten through the track.
I'm a guy who.
Oh shit, he's in a picture with the fucking World Series trophy.
There you go. Have you got
Now,
anybody
hang on. As someone whose team is the reigning World Series champion, I can tell you, they take that thing on a tour, brother.
Yeah, is that in a Walmart?
The Braves are taking the World Series trophy to like every college baseball game in the South right now.
Well, guess what?
Yeah,
He also
I have
has
a picture with the 18 trophy on the field at Fenway.
He also has a LA Dodgers email that matches up.
That
with
would
his
have
Twitter.
been more compelling evidence than
That's
the
probably why I
former.
let him for.
Okay, well, I think the point stands, and that's that Billy has created a wonderful, wonderful program.
I got a urologist on here.
It's a cult.
It's not a cult.
It's a cult.
No, it's a group of people sharing information with each other.
Yeah,
And so I think the next step is you should, at some point, consider making it semi-public.
No, there's too much information. I cannot let him.
The world's
No,
not
no,
We
no,
can't
no,
have this in the
information.
wrong hands.
Billy's spreadsheet is too powerful.
There's a grain farmer, John Deere, and other farm equipment sales. I want to ask that guy about how there's dudes in the Midwest and like way west hacking their tractors. I read this whole article about these guys who, because John Deere put certain computers in their tractors, it didn't allow for farmers to do their own upgrades on the tractors. Did you ever read this article?
No.
Where it was like
missed that one.
preventing, like basically it voided their warranty, so you'd have to take it to a John Deere technician in order to do any types of repair.
Mm-hmm.
And then they were like
They
getting,
figured out ways to
they're
sidestep
hacking-
it. Put the
yeah.
NOS in there.
they were hacking these computers to redo their tractors. Like, what else? We got race engineer, NASCAR Cup Series,
Can you imagine if this spreadsheet fell into the wrong hands?
crop consultant, forester, wildlife biologist, surgical technologist, certified stormwater operator, high school volleyball coach, investment
These
analyst,
these are just the white pages.
cannabis
Yeah, how-
chemist,
How diverse is your list, man?
cannabis chemist.
No, I think it's a good idea. I think that like there are people out there that would love to be part of a network like this where they could ask an expert and it's people just sharing information and then the different experts get ranked based on how serious they are with their replies, and that way it naturally filters out the people that don't respond, the people that give the best information, and it becomes like its own ecosystem of people just sharing info about interesting things.
One of these guys works at Joe Rogan's whiskey distillery, Buffalo Trace, single barrel select
Okay,
associate.
so Joe Rogan doesn't own Buffalo Trace.
I don't know, but
Buffalo
like, I'm
Trace
just
has
saying it's his
existed for I
whiskey.
think
Yeah,
200
since
years.
1773.
Very old.
Yeah, I did a tour of the distillery there one time.
Sheetrock
Joe,
delivery
Joe
manager?
was nowhere to be found. There's no on-site jiu-jitsu program.
There's a guy who works for the postal office. I want to ask him a ton of questions. Border Patrol. What is?
Billy, have you ever considered just showing up to a place like if you had questions about the post office? Have you considered just going to the post office and just being like, "Hey, I was curious, like, how do you get the letters there, like the next day?" And just like picking their brains. Are you allowed to
Leave
do that?
those people alone.
No. I've always wondered is the zip code really what they go off of? They go zip code and then they just get to the zip code. Then once it gets there, then they deal with the.
Yeah, and what's up with the 4-digit zip code that comes after the main one?
Yeah. These are questions.
Do people actually
I'm
use
gonna
that? ever?
DM the postal carrier right now and ask him these questions.
Yeah, ask them. Say PFT wants to know what the deal is with the 4-digit code.
Yeah.
And
After the dash.
and will my letter get there faster if I include that on just like a handwritten correspondence?
This is exactly why I created this list, so we could ask these questions.
How long have you been accumulating this list?
Since I announced the creation of the list.
What was that last week?
Last
2 weeks
week.
ago?
I think what I gotta do is I think I gotta make a shirt. I don't think I can give out the shirt for free, but I think that would be a good way. So then when people on the list see each other in the shirt, they can be like, "Yo, I'm on the list," and then they can exchange knowledge on what they know, and then it's gonna be like, it's gonna.
Wait, are you the arbiter of the list, or is
No.
there like somewhere they can go?
I want to decentralize the list.
So Billy, that's what I'm saying. This is a community. If you make people that are on the list, if you allow them to contact other people on the list, and that's one of the terms of service for signing up for it, it's like, hey, you're part of the list, but if somebody has a question for you, try to get back to them and share the knowledge that you have with other people that are on the list. I think now you've built like an entire little ecosystem. You've built a community around knowledge. I think that's actually a beautiful thing.
I think I need about $50,000 and the app developing team.
Where'd you pull that number from?
Yeah,
Just
Just
I
off
don't,
the top
I
of your
don't
head?
think it would. I don't think it would be that much, my G. I'm keeping it
really? I never developed
I-
that.
to make an app $50,000.
So
I don't know. I feel like that makes sense.
as somebody
You
that
need an app.
has
Nah,
experience,
you like somebody can code like tonight and have your app done.
as
Really?
someone with experience in custom software and mostly custom software sales, I think if you were to get this done, in terms of all the requirements that you would want right now, you'd probably have to pencil in about 3 to 4 days to really go through the requirements and figure out all the different things that you want right up front. And then the coding probably wouldn't take that long. It would probably take maybe 4 days, 5 days to get you something that you could kind of start to fiddle around with. Then the user interface would probably take a couple more days on top of that. I don't think that 50,000 is unrealistic. I think that if you want a really good piece of software, probably 50 grand could probably do that for you. You could get it done cheaper, but there'd probably be things that you'd want to add to it afterwards.
You can get it done for free if one of the guys on the list is an app guy.
Oh wait, let me check the list. Let me check the list.
Now, here's where the problem runs in is people who are app guys, most of their life is just having people ask them, hey, can you build me this app for free?
Correct.
And then they're like, come on, man. No, I get paid. This is a job that I have.
I had a dude build me a website that's like, it's really dope actually. It's like when you go on it, like it's, I don't know, what is that called when it's like augmented almost? It's like when you move your phone, the background moves with it. It's really
Augmented
dope.
reality.
I don't know if it's that, but it's just really dope. But he did that shit like in a couple days, and it cost me like $3 So it's like,
Whoa. So I got a guy. This guy says websites. I can build great websites within hours and own a creative agency. Also build mobile apps and have 20 plus designers, developers that can whip up funny designs anytime. And I don't think that's my only app guy. App.
have him fight it out to the death.
Mhm.
Are you open to taking something, building it into a website or an application, and making it so that people that are on the list can contact other people on the list?
Yeah, 100%. I want everyone on the list to have the power that I have with the list.
Mm-hmm.
NYPD, Coca-Cola sales, software sales, boxing, drinking, box lacrosse.
He's building a LinkedIn.
Correct. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it's literally Craigslist, but in Billy instead of Craig.
Yeah, it's Billy's list.
Former Israeli Navy soldier. Whoa.
All right, so I'm going to throw a challenge flag on that one because everyone in Israel has to serve in the military. So it's just like an Israeli male is what you have on the list.
Let me check.
Not
Do
to
they have to, for real?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's mandatory service that you have to do over there.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So all right, well that's Billy's list. I like where it's going, Billy. I want you to keep leaning into the list.
Yeah, get you a nice logo. You know what I'm saying? Billy's list.
I think
like
I'm
it, man.
going to start with the t-shirt and I'm going to email all these guys. Honestly, we'll use those proceeds to fund the app. Boom. Business.
Boom, business.
Boom,
You
business.
just got business. All right. So anything else we want to touch on before we get to voicemails, or how we feeling?
Chilling, man. Had an anxiety attack last night. That was
Damn.
shitty.
What happened?
Got anxious.
Mhm.
No, I think sometimes when my sleep patterns off and I don't know, it just comes, man. Like I won't be able to sleep, and then it comes. And I've gotten really good at just accepting death, so that helped a lot. Actually,
Like you think you're gonna
Just-
die?
the evidence what panic attacks are. It's like you think you're dying. Like you convince yourself you're dying, and your body throws itself into like fight or flight mode, and your adrenaline goes up. That's what it is. Heart rate. And so once you just tell yourself, "Yep, all right, I'm cool. I've had a good run, and it kind of starts to go away after that.
That's crazy.
It's really shitty, but that's what works for me. But one day that's actually gonna happen, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know when, but
You have do you get like a hangover feeling after the morning after you've had a panic attack? Is there any lingering physical symptoms?
Yes, sometimes you get like really fatigued, exhausted. I mean, that's why I was late this morning. I was just like tired, so I needed to get some extra sleep in. But like you get like you can be very fatigued. Like I've had panic attacks where my heart rate goes up for like an hour, 2 hours, and then the next day like it's sore, like my chest is sore, like yeah.
Sounds exhausting.
So I'm someone who also I kind of tweak out a lot, and what I've found, that's how I try to rationalize it.
What does tweak out mean? Because
it means like
that means something different.
Yeah, but like basically what happens is sometimes my mind starts racing like super hard, and I start like, I don't know. It's basically a panic attack, but I panic about certain things. And what I found is theanine is huge. It's a very like no side effects. It's in green tea, and it's just a super great compound I found that's like really helped me. And just like when I'm feeling anxious, like if you take one of those, it's not any sort of drug or anything. It's an amino acid that helps the production of GABA in your brain. Also great hangover cure because GABA is what alcohol. I know I'm not explaining it exactly correctly, but alcohol affects GABA. I think it binds to GABA, which is a type of neurotransmitter, I'm pretty sure, and theanine helps stimulate the production of GABA, which is something that's supposed to chill you out. So what I found is that's pretty, like if you're like basically it's the Sunday night and you're like, trying to go to bed, theanine is always a good.
It's a winning compound.
It's one of my favorite.
What are your 3 favorite compounds?
Theanine, beta alanine, and I either got to go with it's either creatine or taurine. I'm gonna go with taurine because I don't want to sound basic.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna call you basic definitely if you went with creatine. Let's get to some voicemails. Mad Dog, we got him?
Yep. Here's the first one.
Hey, my name's Austin. I'm from Toronto, Canada. And my question is, you could make one smell legal. So for me, it would be microwaving fish. So like the act of microwaving fish should be legal. Thanks. Stay handsome.
Did you say make a smell illegal?
Yeah. I guess not illegal. Make a smell
disappear.
Yeah, ban, like eliminate a smell.
But he was talking about microwaving fish, so that like means he's been in an office where someone's microwaved fish and he's pissed that someone made it.
And then that person should get arrested.
Yeah, I
for
think
that smell.
I think that's his angle.
But what if what if I can't get
Just don't microwave fish in the office.
right?
Do it in the privacy of your own
But
home.
what if you don't like the smell like in nature? Who are you gonna arrest? God.
Yeah.
It's got to be body odor.
Well, he's
Number
talking
one.
about he was specifically microwaving fish, not fish in general.
Right.
Yeah. Microwaving fish in a public setting, I think is what he was going
Toaster oven. Toaster ovens, bro. Toaster ovens are way better than microwave.
Agreed.
Wasn't a fish in a toaster oven?
Yeah, it brings back what it was supposed to taste like.
Interesting.
Air fryer.
Air fryer? Yeah, it's basically a
Air
toaster
fryer can do
oven.
the same thing. Yeah.
I really dislike the smell of truffle.
Really?
I know that they're like,
what?
Yeah, I know they're super expensive, and when you put them in food, it's supposed to, really set off the flavor of it. It's a very exclusive thing. I don't like the taste of them. I feel like.
What about truffle oil? Have you had truffle oil?
Yeah, it's okay, but in small doses. It's just one of those things that I don't. People are like, oh, it's great. It's nutty. It tastes earthy. I don't want to taste nutty. I don't want to taste earthy. It's just one of those things that it's supposed to be like a very like exclusive or luxurious, glamorous thing to add to your food. I find that I don't think I've ever had a dish that's been made better, in my opinion, my personal taste, with a truffle. But everybody loves it.
Truffle oil is
You-
that deal, bro.
You know what I love about truffles? Just the idea of a truffle swine.
Yeah, I like the idea that the pigs find
The
them.
pig, but turns out, guess what? They got rid of the pig.
Oh, really?
They now use dogs because the pigs would always try to eat the truffle. So they don't use truffle swine anymore.
So the dogs find the truffles and they don't want to eat it?
Yeah, they find it like they find, drugs or like bombs and stuff.
Oh, I don't like
It
that.
sucks. But like the truffle swine, like some old guy would just go out on a gigantic pig and just ride into the Mediterranean forest and find truffles. Like that was a hilarious like visual to me.
As far as like disgusting smells go, I find that obviously like asparagus pea smells bad, right? But there's something that I like about the smell of my own asparagus
It's like
pea.
how you like the smell of your own fart.
Yeah, exactly. So like I'll take a piss. Sometimes I'll eat asparagus and then I'll see how quickly I can smell it in my pee. I don't know. I just like the idea that I can see my body reacting to something. It's like, okay, my internal organs are still working function.
I heard that's genetic. Only
Yeah,
certain
I don't.
people can
I don't have
smell.
that.
You don't smell, your pee doesn't smell when you eat. When was the last time you had asparagus?
Like last week.
I don't think you're smelling your pee close enough.
Can you
I
smell?
think that's the thing. That's a thing where it's like some people can only smell their own, but they can't smell others. But it's only some people. It's not like a universal thing.
Yeah,
it's
can
weird.
you smell other people's asparagus pee?
I think so.
Like it's like sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. It just depends. Like a weird thing.
Okay, so what other smells out there would you like to make illegal?
Sulfur.
Okay,
Sulfur's big one.
Hillary Clinton.
Mine is just New York City in general. The whole place, it smells. It's just awful. I hate it.
You know what, Big T? I gotta disagree with one thing about New York. It was really cold at the beginning of this week, and as someone who's grown up around the city, there's something really comforting about getting into a warm subway or a warm train place and just being like, oh man, like nice and safe and warm down here.
Counterpoint: the
New York
hot
City subway stations, notably safe places.
the hot trains in the summertime are the worst. When you get on a train and it sneaky doesn't have air conditioning,
Yeah.
and you don't expect it, but you're already on and it's too late and the door is shut and you're like, oh fuck, I'm gonna be on this sweltering train. I'm gonna just sweat my balls off for the next 10
But
minutes.
also, the subway's sometimes cooler than above ground
Yeah,
during the heat.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with Big T though that the smell of the city is not great, especially in the summertime.
Oh, it's
In the wintertime, it's not as bad, but in the
just trash lining the street.
hot trash smell is a very bad.
It's still hot as fuck here. Like,
Yeah.
I was talking about BO. Billy, you met the Liver King, obviously, and he says that he doesn't like use deodorant or anything. Did he smell or no?
So it was a very, very cold day that day. I think there's something about cold that suppresses smell. I think that has something to do with what's the gas law about like temperature and
Ideal gas.
Yeah.
Tom Brady rule.
I also heard that if you don't use deodorant and like the artificial stuff for long enough, like eventually you just won't smell.
your microbes
I don't know if that's true.
balance out.
Is that a thing?
I don't think that's a thing.
At the risk of seeming like a race traitor, that seems like a very white person thing to say. Where it's like, yeah, if you just
Race card.
yeah, if you don't bathe for that long, your body actually starts to smell better. Yeah, maybe to you because you get used to it. But I
How
think
do we not have a soundboard? We have to have a soundboard for this podcast.
we should.
I can make one.
Yeah, make a soundboard. Funny shit.
Race trader.
Yeah. Any
race
other?
card. Everybody brings up race.
No, I don't know. I was curious. I don't know.
I don't like body odor either. I don't think anybody really does. Actually, no. There's some freaks out there that are into that. I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
I like the smell of a fresh sweat. You know what I'm saying? Like once you get done, because it's the smell of like accomplishment.
Yours? Or
Yeah,
other
my
people's?
my own.
To counter that, I hate
Yeah.
the smell of sweat when it smells like coins. Like
Oh
how
yeah, it's
that makes me want to gag.
like metallic-y.
Yeah, it like
It's like blood, smells like blood.
Smells like blood and smells like if you had like a pound of nickels in your hand. Oh,
Ugh.
You know what bothers me about smells? Like when people are like, your breath smell like onions, or oh, my breath smells like onions. I'm like, "Bro, I love how onions smell. I don't understand that. Like, that make no sense to me. It never made any sense. I love onions.
I do too. I'm team onion, especially if you cook them in butter.
Anything. Cook them shits however you. I'll eat them shits raw. I love onions.
Mm-hmm.
And garlic, it smells good too. Like I don't get it. I don't get that whole. Well, my breath smells like. That's better than what it was before.
True. True. I used when I went home visiting my parents over the weekend. My mom had charcoal toothpaste. It's like it's a type of Crest. They now make pressed charcoal, and I used it. It's supposed to like whiten your teeth in just one brushing, but I used it, and then I looked at my mouth as I was brushing my teeth. It's just like a bunch of black shit in your mouth. It's like gray and black, covering your entire teeth, and it's like this is just gross to look at.
I actually love using that toothpaste because, like, it actually like motivates me because I think it's cool how it turns your teeth black. It actually makes me brush my teeth more.
So you can get that smile off, look in the mirror, and be like, sweet.
Like, look, what's going on in my mouth?
Yeah. What's the best tasting toothpaste? As a kid, I used to always ask my parents to buy me Colgate because I thought the Colgate one that had on the nozzle, it turned the toothpaste into a star shape as you pressed it out. Whatever that Colgate was, that was some delicious toothpaste.
My favorite was when you went to the dentist and got bubble gum. I don't even know what. You know what I'm saying?
You talking about the fluoride?
I don't know what the stuff they use when they're cleaning, like the bubble gum. They're like, you can't swallow it. I'm like, tastes so good.
All right. Any other smells, or we want to move on?
I was just thinking, Maddie, that smell that you were talking about is what boxing smells like, because your nose is usually bleeding
That I'll never box.
and you smell it, and it's sweat
and
too.
you're also sweating. Yeah.
Mhm.
I used to pick my brother up from like practice all the time. He'd get in my car in the middle of summer. And he would just radiate the smell of nickels, and I'd almost puke.
And I had a homeboy who I grew up with. He used to come over. My mom used to be like, "Do not. That little boy cannot sit on my couch. He stinks." and one time he sat down, and I don't know if he shit himself or what. He was a cool dude, but he was funky. I don't think he showered like that. But one time he came over, he sat on the couch, and no lie, for like 3 days, the couch stunk. Like, and she was like, he cannot sit on my couch.
I actually
Damn.
think puke might smell the worst out of everything. Puke makes me want to puke.
Yeah. Puke's bad. You know what else is a bad smell? Sneezes. You guys know what I'm talking about?
No.
Isn't that just breath? That's just their breath, though, ain't it?
Yeah, but sometimes it's different. If it's like a real deep sneeze, because it's a combination of, I don't know, your throat, your mouth, and your nose.
Your inner lungs.
Yeah, your sinus
I always
cavity.
wondered that your boogers don't really have a smell, or else you'd smell them, right?
I think they do sometimes.
They probably.
You're saying other people's sneezes.
Sometimes my own too.
That's just your breath, dog.
It might be. No, I think it's different. I think it's different.
If you smell your sneezes, that's your breath.
I don't know. There's like,
Do you have a mouth guy, Billy? Ask him that question.
Yeah.
Well, I probably have an orologist.
urologist.
Oral.
Give me her
mouth.
number.
There's also this is men and women.
Right.
I use guys in the gender neutral.
Mhm.
Let me see. Would it be under dentist? I have 7 dentists.
Ear, nose, and throat.
Ear, nose. I think that's a different name.
Ask him when somebody sneezes and it stinks to them, is it their breath? Gotta be their breath.
Well, I remember the trick that if you want to check how your breath smells, lick a spoon, wait for it to dry, then smell it, and that's how your breath smells.
Okay.
You could just
Yeah.
You just breathe out and smell.
That usually doesn't get it done.
I'm smelling good right now.
Why would they not get it done?
I don't know, man. I just heard that one time.
Billy, has your postal service person gotten back to you?
Let me check. Messages.
All right.
And if they don't answer, you got to start
Take them
cutting
on
down
the
on these
list.
guys.
Yep, give him bad rating.
Wait, where that message?
All right, Mad Dog. We got another one?
I'm a 3-star on Billy's list.
What's up, Macrodose? Cameron from Kansas City. I'm gonna give myself a preemptive bomb, but I have 2 questions resulting from a nude beach. The first one is, do you think it's weirder to go to a nude beach by yourself or with your friend? And the second one is, do you think it's weirder to wear clothes at a nude beach or go nude? Also, I'd love to have Billy try to explain how nude beach is illegal. All right, bye.
How they're illegal?
Yeah.
It's private property.
How what is illegal?
How nude beaches are legal, I think was the question. Because you can't be naked in public.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, you can go overseas and stuff, but I actually have a story about my own personal experience at a nude beach. It was the summer that I moved to New York City, was looking for a beach to go to, right? And get onto a ferry. Just did some like basic research about where beaches are in New York City. I had no idea. I knew nothing about the city, but found one that was kind of out southeast of Manhattan. So you had to take a ferry to get there. We take the ferry over, get off, get onto a school bus, and everybody's getting on the school bus. And they're, they've got their towels, they've got their coolers. Very apparent this is a beach crowd. And so get on the school bus, drive us out, drop us off, get out, start walking down towards the beach. And there's a giant sign that says, past this point, you may incur nude sunbathers. I was like, okay. Took like a few more steps. I thought like maybe there's some topless people here. And I see the volleyball court. It's the first thing that I see on the beach. And it's just a bunch of like 60-year-old people, totally naked, playing serious competitive beach volleyball. And like I'm talking, these people have like knee braces and shit on. That's the only thing that they're wearing. It's like knee braces and like arm sleeves, but they're just balls out, tits out everywhere. And I'm like, okay, well, I just spent about an hour and a half getting here. I'm not going to leave immediately. I'm at the beach. I'm not going to let them make me not go to the beach.
They can't win.
Was
Yeah.
the whole thing a nude?
So put the towel down, and it's like 80% of people completely naked. And they're over the age of 50 for the most part. There was actually a towel or like a group of just bros that were next to us, and they were like playing football and shit, totally naked, diving into the sand, like making diving catches, just slapping their dicks against the sand. Everyone was naked. I did not get naked. I was uncomfortable because I was not prepared for it. I'm not like an uptight person. If I were to go to a nude beach and have like advanced preparation, I'm not sure that's a choice that I would make ever to go to one. But just being put in the situation, I was like, I'm keeping my clothes on. I'm not ready for this yet. So I spent the entire day there, and it was a fun story to tell later. Never going to go back there, but it's interesting seeing the different types of people that you encounter at a nude beach. There was this one guy that was standing next to us, and he was just like naked with his hands on his hips, and he was just staring, just not moving at all for probably 20, 30 minutes at a time. Just like looking around the beach, just standing up, staring like, here I am, I'm naked. Like people going up, making friends with each other, small talk, totally naked. It was a very, very bizarre situation. I've not been back. Don't plan on going back. The much better nude beach options, I would say, are in Europe, where you go over there and it's just boobs everywhere.
See, I feel like when you're a kid or however old you are, when you first hear about the concept of nude beaches, you're like, that's sick, boobs. And then as you get older, it's like the locker room stuff we were talking about last week. Like, it's almost exclusively old people who just have given out, like, they have no more fucks to give.
Yep.
They do not care about anything. They're like, what am I going to do? Like, no one cares. So yeah, it's not it's not great.
Yeah. So
in St. Martin, there's no like designated nude beaches. Everything's a nude beach if you want it to be. So there were a lot of people walking around naked. It was interesting. I was just having a catch with my boy, like baseball catch, and there were just plenty of nude people walking by asking how's our day going.
what do you think the funniest activity to do at a nude beach while naked would be?
Huh.
I mean, playing football's got to be up there.
Yeah.
Football, volleyball, any kind of like, what the fuck? It's like, I don't know. It's not my thing. You know what? If it suits you, do you?
Yeah.
I think it's a very European thing.
I'm
How
not-
many Europeans were there?
I didn't go around taking a poll.
How many accents did you hear?
I think it was mostly American people.
Oh, really?
If I had to guess, yeah, it seemed like it was American
Of European
crowd.
descent?
Yes, yes, it was actually
Race card.
I think
Black
it,
card.
I think it was 100% of European descent. I'm trying to remember. I wasn't like looking and like trying to like spot a black person at the nude beach. But it was, I think,
feel like
They
you would've
probably
seen
would have stuck out. Yeah, they
Yeah.
probably would have stuck out, man.
yeah, it was all whites as far as I could tell. But yeah, it's a weird dynamic to find yourself in the middle of. Don't recommend it unless it's something that you're into. And again, no judgment. If that's your thing, do your thing.
Did you feel, well, going back to the question though, like, did you feel awkward being the only like clothed human?
I think it's way less awkward to be the only clothed person than if like you went with your bros to the nude beach.
That's
You and all your
the
boys
one
meet
I
out?
don't get. Yeah, that's the one I don't get. Unless that's what they, you know what I mean?
I think
unless they swing that way.
I feel like a lot of people go as couples.
Yeah,
I
there
feel like there's a couples nude beach.
a lot of older couples there, and I'm pretty sure that the group of bros that was next to me, I think they were like a group of gay friends that were there hanging out. I would assume. Is that like? I feel like that's probably an accurate statement to be like, if you go to a nude beach with 6 of your friends and you're all men in your 30s, and it's just you guys, I'm pretty sure that you're probably homosexual or at least like bi-curious, right?
You know what, man? I think
Just
that's
guys
a
being
big
dudes.
generalization.
It probably is a big generalization,
it's
but I,
CFT being problematic.
Yeah, that's kinda problematic.
I would say, bro, if you 6 of y'all
yeah,
and it's just the homies,
yeah,
y'all just the homies, and y'all go to a nude beach together
yeah.
with no interest in finding any kind of, yeah, you probably that's probably gay. There ain't no wrong with being gay. I'm just saying, like,
I think
No.
I think that's a point where like a generalization like that is probably correct.
Facts.
I would say 9 times out of 10.
Yeah,
Like, I'm sure there has been a group of dudes that have gone to the beach and just hung out naked and play football with each other that
Yeah.
aren't gay.
it's probably it probably has happened before.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it'd be, for me personally, it'd be a lot weirder if I just went with my bros and we were all naked than if I went to a nude beach on my own, fully clothed, and just hung out. Both kind of weird, but I think that's the order I would put it in.
It's wild how much shame there is around nudity. Like it's kind of weird.
Yeah, that's wild. Also, like, defecation is also weird to me because it's like,
No, I think that still should be weird.
no,
Supernatural.
it's what everybody shits, bro.
There's a book.
Is that a book called
Everybody
Shits?
poops.
Really?
It's a kid's book.
I think
That's
it's
pretty cool.
it's probably a good thing that shitting is private.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah, there's a difference with like the sanitary reasons, but like the shames are like, I feel like our main Instagram account like once a week is just like, oh, when you have to drop a load at a significant other's parents' house, like I do not care. I will blow that thing up.
I do think it's time to update the wiping. Like, there's got to be some kind of invention that comes in the next 20 years because the wiping is just
The
bidet.
outdated. Like, there's, something that's not that.
What's your
nice.
big problem with the wiping?
Have you heard about dude wipes?
Have you seen? I haven't heard about duets. Have you
Dude
seen
wipes.
Demolition Man?
No.
You ever seen Demolition with Wesley Snipes and Sylvester Stallone?
No.
Anyway, they have it's set in the future, around 2030 something actually, but it's set in the future. It was like in 96 or 93 when it came out. And they no longer wipe. They use the 3 seashells, and they never explain what it does or how it's used. But they imply that there's a better way to go about it now, and it just always made sense to me. Like, it's about time that we change or have something else.
Big toilet paper has been slacking on the innovation front.
Yeah, somebody got to make something shake with these
seashells.
Yeah, do you think Bezos wipes his own ass?
I would hope so.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like maybe
You
he
pay
has
somebody to wipe it. That's probably the most degrading shit
No,
you could do.
I'm not saying he has like a butt cleaner. I'm saying that he's got maybe
He could.
he knows the next step. Maybe he has the invention. Because if he
They're
doesn't,
keeping it from us.
yeah, maybe if he doesn't have it, then nobody does.
Honestly,
So-
I think
Go ahead.
I have a theory that I think that maybe our problem isn't the actual apparatus and tool used to clean up, but maybe our diets. You know, some ghost,
like if you poop clean,
yeah, like ghost wipes.
that's the
I
next.
feel like those usually occur like when you have a healthy diet.
Yeah, that's the real innovation, is figuring out what the perfect diet is to make it so you don't have to wipe your
Yeah,
ass.
I think clean, because I like in my
I would
head,
still
I'm like,
wipe just to confirm.
Of course, you have to wipe.
maybe there's a pill we take where it's just all our poops are clean.
Is there? We're all in agreement. If you could eliminate pooping or peeing for the rest of your life, we're getting rid of peeing, right?
What?
Yeah, from
Oh.
a
Why would where would
Frequency.
the
Satisfaction
where would the
standpoint.
liquids where would the liquids
No, I'm
go?
saying it wouldn't work scientifically, but just theoretically, if you could remove one of the two from your life,
Is this
moving
like
forward,
that? Is this a bit?
Yeah, this got to be a bit.
you never have to piss or never have to shit again. I'm for sure taking piss.
I don't know, man.
That's
They're both
crazy.
they're both really enjoyable things. Actually,
I don't disagree, but the frequency of how much more you have to piss as opposed to shitting is so much more.
okay. Think about
I
this.
actually got a bottle I keep by the bed for like late night.
You have too much money for that.
You have piss
not
jugs?
No,
You
like,
do
yeah,
piss
it's
jugs?
a jug. It's
Yeah.
a real jug. Absolutely.
He's got a
absolutely.
piss jug.
Arian's
No,
still in
who put-
college.
You know who put me on that was my stepdad. Cause I was like, dog, like it's getting so annoying. Cause like I have to, without like clockwork, I'll get up at 2, 3 in the morning every morning. I gotta go to the bathroom, and it's just so annoying. Cause then it takes like 30, 40 minutes to get back to sleep. It's just annoying. And he's like, oh, you need a bottle by the bed. And I'm like, hey, it could get messy. It's like, no, like, it's like they make them for that. And I Googled it, and they have them for this. And you could just pee in it, close it up, go back to sleep.
Oh,
and
you
it's
bought
just-
a
it's-
product?
Yeah, I show it. It's over here somewhere.
I
So-
feel like you
Actually,
could
I'd love
just
to
get a
see this.
urinal installed right next to the bed.
That's ridiculous. That's
Oh, I'm sorry. The guy with the jug thinks I'm being
Well,
ridiculous.
'cause
that's ridiculous.
Piss jugs were great because in college, if you had to go down the hallway to the bathroom in the middle of the night, you didn't have to. You just woke up and pissed in the jug.
My
Mhm.
my bed's a good 15 yards maybe from. It's
Yeah.
just too long of a walk for me, so I'm pissing right there.
I gotta tell you, if I got a college
Closing that thing
roommate
up.
who had a piss jug, would have put a stop to that real quick.
Well, maybe you did, but maybe they just emptied it out for you.
No, I had several college roommates who did some really annoying shit, but it was not piss jug was not one
Well,
of them.
the piss jug's pretty practical. Have you never pissed in a?
Hold on, you
No.
wouldn't. Will you be upset if somebody peed in a bottle?
If
and
the
left
room
it there
smelled like
for the
piss all the
A
time,
room does
yeah.
not smell like
month? I gotta
piss.
smell
No.
like piss, but you can close
They
it
put
up.
the
Yeah,
top
aroma
and then
stay
you
A
inside.
throw
tiny little college dorm room.
Yes.
Dude, this is what you do every day. You'd go buy your body armor 1-gallon jug. All day you drink it, and then at night you leave it next to your bed and you pee in it and put the top on it after you pee in it.
Yeah, I understood how it worked, Billy.
Then you throw it, but like
But
you
it
get
doesn't
rid
smell.
of it.
Yeah, it doesn't
You
smell.
get rid of
I'm
it
not
every
down,
day.
I'm not down with the piss jug.
Some of my friends had a dorm room where there were sinks inside the dorm, their individual dorm room, which was awesome because you could brush your teeth in there, and you
Huh.
could also pee in it in the middle of the night. Would you have allowed somebody to pee into the sink in the middle of the night? I mean,
sure,
their
'cause
bathroom.
that's going somewhere.
Yeah, their bathroom was down the hall. You don't want to get up and go all the way down there.
Yeah.
I mean, one year I had a
Yeah,
pretty good
yeah,
window.
I think
Is that
I'm
the
against
window?
This sink thing.
Peeing out the window, yeah.
I do disagree with Coley though about the pee versus poop. I would love to not be able to poop anymore.
No,
'Cause
That's
pooping
crazy.
takes up too much time. It's too messy. It smells. You can't poop your name in the snow. Maybe you could,
Maybe speak for yourself.
but I mean that's satisfying.
Why
Is peeing into the snow.
Why would you rather shit for the rest of your life?
It's the time thing from like I think PFT is looking at the time thing wrong. Like yeah, you're like how if you're pooping like 4 times a day, like that's a problem. Like you definitely need to talk to one of Billy's nutritionists and cut down on that. But like one good poop a day, like I do some great thinking in there. You get time to yourself, and as someone with kids, that's important. Great scrolling.
So you just want a 10-minute break which you can
Not even necessarily, but it's just
take without shitting.
what for me too. Like the other part of it is like, Big T said that like someone who does not have kids. Like at my worst, when I truly have to shit versus truly have to piss, like either an emergency, the pain from that piss is so much worse. And
I mean, how many times have you like been drinking all day and have to piss, but you're like in a city street and like
the worst.
Yeah, and then I've kind of.
It would be.
But you could pee in a city street and like get away with it. You cannot poop in a city street and get away
right, but
with
like
it.
sometimes.
But
when you're
in New
driving-
York recently,
Well, listen,
they let
you know what
dogs
I'm
there's
do it.
saying.
someone
You know what I'm saying?
shitting on the corner next
Trash.
to Dwayne Reed right now.
I know, but someone,
but one time-
like you got to wipe. Like pee, you don't have to wipe.
I'm starting to think about what Coley's saying, and there are some significant upsides to not having to pee. If you go to like a sporting event or a concert, things like that, you don't have to wait in those huge lines to pee. So you basically you're penciling yourself in for, okay, I'm gonna get 20 minutes a day, one time a day, where I go and I take care of it's like showering, where it's like, okay, I know that I'm gonna have to do this when it's peeing. Peeing is a wild card.
Like
It can creep up on you. It can be like 6-7 times a day. If you're in a crowded location, finding a bathroom sucks.
You know, it's almost worse than truly having to like that pain of your bladder just being like, hey, it's go time. That moment you're about to leave the house where you're like, do I have to pee? Like that little phantom feeling.
I have
where
that
it's like,
when I'm about to go to sleep every night.
you can just erase that. You can eliminate that. No more guessing like how full is my bladder at the moment. Like it could be just a little. Like and sometimes you're standing there, you're like, I knew this was a false alarm.
Big T,
Get that out of my life.
Big T, you know what would make you sleep better in those moments? You had a piss jug next to your bed.
No, I don't think it would.
Yes, it would.
I think Coley's talked me into it. I think I'm now team get rid of peeing.
Well, think about when you're on long road trips, all you're doing is consuming beverages to stay awake. Or,
Yep.
And like right now, I've drank like 4 cups of green tea today, and I've in the past had to leave the podcast to go pee.
Yeah, me too. It's a good point. I've also had to leave the podcast to poop. But
I never understood that. Like, and maybe it's just a me thing, but like, I've never had to like stop doing something to go pee. Like, I could always just finish it and hold it. Like
Sleeping.
What?
You've had to stop sleeping to go pee. It's a whole problem.
Except that, except that, except that. Well, yeah, that wakes you up. Yeah, I'm talking about like, so if I'm out and about, like I could hold it. You know what I'm saying? Until I'm done or whatever I'm doing. I've just never had to be like, I gotta go right. I just never have had that. I don't know. Maybe that might be a me thing.
all right, we got another voicemail.
Hey guys, Nick from Boston. Got a hypothetical for you guys. If you had to hide a paperclip anywhere in your home, and then a detective had 1 hour to find it, doesn't find it, you get $1 million. Where are you hiding the paperclip? Me personally, I'm cutting a little slit in a candle, sticking it down inside the wax, and then melting the wax to cover up the hole. All right, thanks guys.
That's a good question.
Wait, it has to be in your home?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
That's a problem for me.
Right,
My
well,
home is
yeah.
approximately 150 square feet or so.
Mm-hmm.
I'd hide it in the wiring behind the refrigerator.
I think I would put it inside meat in my refrigerator. Like you just take a steak and you just stick it like next to the fat cap.
Yeah, you gotta put it inside something. I would open up my pillow and put it in the stuffing of the pillow.
But the thing is, that all leaves a trail.
Not
if
if
you
I sew it
disturb
up.
the meat, usually meat comes wrapped, so you're gonna see unwrapped meat. If you're
That's-
talking about candles, you're gonna see different types of tools to melt the candle in proximity to it. Detectives think like that. They see like the track, like not only tracks,
Yeah,
but
so
like
what's
the
the pillow
broken.
gonna do?
The pillow's gonna have feathers everywhere.
Yeah, you can't open. If you open it up, I feel like
if you live in a cartoon universe for sure.
Well,
it would leave a hole though. I think
Yeah.
that point kind of stands.
but if you
I would leave it in a pile of paper clips.
Actually,
Good
that's
luck.
genius.
Good luck
That's
finding out
genius.
which one it is.
that's just funny.
That's genius, Coley. But I would make it look not like a paperclip and like a piece of wiring, and then, like, how does he know it's a paperclip?
The scrape marks from you moving your fridge on a linoleum floor.
My guy's not finding this paperclip. I don't know fuck how
Yeah,
good a detective.
That's a
He's
tough
not finding
detective
it.
job. Yeah.
Could I put it like if I'm also in the establishment? Could I put it in like my sneaker?
No, I
No.
think you have to hide it in.
No, like
in the
somewhere
home.
in the home. But
Okay.
also,
So
like it's gonna be so much easier. Like we're not in an equal advantage because like my apartment versus Arian's house.
True.
You know,
True.
like we have to have an equal playing. I feel like.
I would. You know what? I would buy.
That's not fair. Get over it.
You buy a pack of tampons, and I'm assuming that the detective, because I'm being sexist right now, is a male. I'm assuming that for
Yeah.
the purposes of this discussion.
During Women's History Month. Yeah.
Yes, I'm sorry. Sorry to all the women out there. I would put the paperclip in the pack of tampons because dudes are just like terrified of tampon boxes, and the detective would see it and be like, "Gross, not going in there. That's personal. That's private."
Putting it in my pee bottle, and it's gonna be used from the night before. So you're gonna look at it and be like, I'm not. And bam, he's gonna stay away from it.
And he only has an hour. Not that long.
Yeah.
No, not.
He's not finding that shit. Like it's shit. Good luck, buddy.
It would suck if he had like tools like a metal detector.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
assuming that.
I'm assuming he doesn't.
I'm assuming.
I feel like it'd constantly be going off though.
Yeah, there's a lot of metal
Sure
shit
is
in your
very
house.
metal.
On the metal.
I think the winner's the pile of paper clips.
Yep.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
is the winner.
honestly.
Good answer, Coley. All right. Good episode of Nanodosing today. We'll be back next week. Next week, I'm not going to be here on Monday. I'm going to be down in New Orleans. I don't know what my schedule's like on Monday, so there's a chance I can zoom in. But there's a big chance that I won't be able to. So let's just assume that I won't. Billy is in charge of finding somebody else to join the show.
Yes. Hopefully it will be Chief from
Okay.
Chicago. Dante, you're also welcome. And we'll figure it out.
Okay.
Buy our Bring Back Mid shirt.
That's right. Yeah. Good point, Mad Dog. Arian's shirt dropped. The Bring Back Mids movement is in full swing right now. We're bringing them back, and it's a fire shirt. So go check it out right now in the Barstool
Also,
store.
calling me a lightweight is not a slight. I will take that all day. Bring back mids.
Yep. Agreed. We're doing this with 100% admission that we're unable to hang with what the kids smoke. But you know what? We like what we like. All right. Love you guys.